for the first time, the State of the Nation address under the government of national unity. What can we expect?
Well, certainly the president will touch on how to grow the economy. We've been talking about reindustrializing the South African economy. He will be citing issues that have to do with Operation Vulindlela, how we would like to deal with binding constraints on the South African economy so that we can actually be able to make sure that we realize the full potential of SA. I mean, you have challenges of youth unemployment, poverty, and inequality that he has to speak to. The other issue, which for us is very critical, is that he must communicate a clear message about the SANDF soldiers who are stuck in Goma right now under very difficult conditions. We need a clear way forward. We need our soldiers to be brought back home. The alternative, if we want to continue to be engaged and involved in missions on the African continent, it must be that South Africa must be able to make the tough sacrifices and choices which are going to resource our soldiers so that we don't become the laughingstock where countries even less than 3% of the size of ours, the president can actually take to the media and insult our president and our country in the process. The other important issue of obviously for us, we need to actually tell the American president where to get off. We're a sovereign state. We're not going to be told by them what to do. No one is going to dictate to us what we should do. If they have an issue with the fact that they are trying to weaponize AGOA, they can take their AGOA and shove it. I mean, more than half of the world's population is within BRICS countries. I'm sure we can find workable alternatives if we work hard and replace whatever trade they take, opportunities they take away from us. I'm sure we can replace it globally if we work hard and we're clear about the strategy we want to adopt.
What measures should we put in place to mitigate that if the AGOA deal falls through?
Why should we? We shouldn't be focusing on America. Look, they've been using AGOA as a weapon for many years now, as a way of bullying African countries in particular. That's why I'm saying, in the strongest terms, they can take the AGOA, shove it, but in the meantime, I mean, we knew about this long before Donald Trump won the elections in America. We should have been proactive, plan for an alternative plan of action in the event that, say, for an example, Trump decides to use AGOA. I am sure government has been working behind the scenes to try and find an alternative to AGOA. That's why we're not panicking. I mean, he even makes crazy suggestions as if we're getting a lot of aid from America. What aid when we're giving out aid to the rest of the African continent from the limited resources we have? So if we're able to have some efficiency in the system, we can have enough resources to be able to deal with our own problems in the country.
You are part of government now. What was the UDM's contribution to the State of the Nation address that we're going to be listening to this evening?
Look, obviously, when the GNU was formed, even the statement of intent tried to look at the party platforms of the various political parties. When, from a policy point of view, there are no vast differences between the ANC and the UDM. So we speak the same kind of language. The focus for us really has to do with the implementation of existing programs. I mean, if you were to even talk about income redistribution, the transformation of the economy, reindustrializing the South African economy, I mean, we speak the same language. The only differences would be the focus areas, the sequencing of the whole thing, making sure that there's efficiency, meaning it's more the technical side of whatever program we have adopted. It's not like the UDM and the African National Congress and other sister opposition parties that from an ideological opposition were polar opposites. So it's easy to find out each other to reach compromises on issues.
About 6 months into this government of national unity, what's your assessment of it? Do you feel that South Africa, it is something that South Africa needed? Do you feel that we are moving in the right direction as a country?
Well, I suppose if you look at the noises, if you look at the enthusiasm, if you look at the excitement from the